Hello, all you Excite Bendy fans. Now, and first of all, welcome to the gameplay trailer for Bendy and the Dark Revival. It has been a very long time since TheMeatly has shown off anything for the game, and he's now finally showed off the next trailer. Now, I've been kind of silent for a little while, like completely from YouTube, mainly because I just came back from a trip and I didn't have connection, so I couldn't make any videos or anything. But I'm back from the trip and I now am able to make videos, and the moment I got back home and my connection started working again, my phone was bombarded with notifications, and one of them was for this trailer. Now, I've seen some thumbnails for other people's videos on their analysis, and from what I've seen, it's not exactly that much, but it does seem very exciting. In which, I really hate it how just randomly it just spoils it for me a little bit. But I don't think that'll mind, because I haven't actually watched the trailer yet. So that's why I'm watching it with you guys. Now, before we start, there's a few things I need to point out. One, Super Mario Maker 2 is coming out. Now, I know that this isn't related to Bendy at all, but the game's almost out. I'm soon going to be purchasing my capture card and headset. So, probably not the day, probably not the day the game actually does come out, but at some point soon afterwards, I will be starting to make videos for you guys on Mario Maker 2. What's next? I feel like that there's something else. Okay, but moving along. So, on the thumbnail for the video, now I can't exactly pull it up right now, but in the thumbnail, it shows off one of the Gent little pipes they have as a weapon. So, but with its like new updated design and everything. Now, I haven't seen how the gameplay trailer actually looks like, and of course I've seen thumbnails from other people, but I haven't actually seen it. I've made sure to clear off all ads without actually watching it. But, oh yeah, now I remember what the other thing was. If you ever see my channel by the time this video is uploaded, you would notice that I finally made what I would consider as a little milestone for me, which is 50 subscribers. Which I'm very happy for that, but, well, there really is no but. And I'm excited for whenever I reach 100 subscribers. But I would just like to thank everyone for helping me reach this far in YouTube. Because I know that 50 subscribers isn't that much, but in my opinion, it's kind of like a milestone for me. Because I've made it this far. But let's head on straight into the video. So I'll be having my reaction with the trailer. So let's all watch this together. That's a lot of ink. Joy Drew Studios, established 1929.
A pretty girl like you shouldn't be wandering around all by yourself.
What the heck is happening?
What? This feels wrong.
What the? Are we playing as Alice? Was that a searcher? Is this an elevator? Ooh. What kind of weapon is that? The machine must endure. Charlie! I knew it! Wait, what?
What's happening to me?
What in the world? Jeez, that was a lot to bear. Like, all at once. So, that was... I think that was Alice. Wait, no, I think it's Alison, but... You were actually able to see her hand. Like a human-like hand instead of just an inky hand. Now, it showed like this inky puddle for like the new background. But I'm also a little bit concerned for that voice. Because if you don't remember, I made a video on during the audio logs leading up to the reveal. And one of the new, one of the more, one of the latest ones was supposed, had a secret message. Oh yeah, it was the last one. It had a secret message with that new voice. This was the new voice again. I'm still wondering if that new voice is actually Bendy still, because I think that's who it is. Because we never heard the voice before, everyone looks so much more realistic, in which things are different from what I see in the studio. In which this area of the studio is brand new, so we haven't seen this area, which makes it nice. Because I don't want to be seeing everything the same. Who knows, maybe some of these areas were locked up before. But let's listen to that line again of his.
A pretty girl like you shouldn't be wandering around all by yourself.
So that line kind of seems a lot more like an old man. So kind of like something like as if well, not exactly Henry, something more like Sammy. If like they got like older, they're weak. They're in pain, kind of. That's kind of like how I see it. In which the only two characters that I can think that would somewhat fit this description would either be Sammy Lawrence or Bendy. And in my opinion, it's Bendy. Like, no doubt. And then, just as this voice finishes what he's saying, I think it's Alison. Because in the last trailer for this game, we heard Alison's voice. So, maybe she woke up from something. Now, looking around the studio, we can definitely tell with how much detail is placed. I mean, like with the lighting and the shading. Then there's also like some new like details added with like this like dried up ink stain on the wall, torn up posters. Then there's like this new type of door, but we'll get to that later. But it seems like this voice seems to know where either this Alice or Alison angel is. But that also kind of helps support my idea of how this is Bendy, because like according to Alice Angel from chapter 3, he's always watching. He hears everything. So he knows where she is. So let's kind of continue again. So in this scene, we're of course in a first-person view, in which this looks like an Alice Angel because of like the thin human-like hands, but then they also kind of have more of a cartoony kind of hand, like where it's not exactly as covered. I'm not exactly sure if this is Alice Angel or Alison, because the voice kind of seems a little bit new, but I'm not exactly sure.
This feels wrong.
It does feel like an Alison Angel. And then we get the first look at the Gent Pipe. Now, this pipe looks a lot more realistic, because like you can see all the lighting and everything. Now the weird thing is that weird spark of electricity coming from it. And after a little bit, well, no, this isn't a Gent Pipe. This is that. See, I thought that it was transforming into. See, I thought it transformed into the thing, but no, she just lowered it down to show more. So that makes a lot more sense. It's some sort of machine. So you got like this little workbench over here. There's the Gent Pipe there. Some tools. A Bendy cutout with a lot of realistic ink pouring down. And that weird door. Then there's this weird hallway and this weird ink creature. Now this definitely doesn't look like Bendy, of course. Which of course we know that, but it does look like, from what I know, this is most likely a searcher. Because it's just a little blob coming up from the ground. There's no feet, it just has hands, a little bit of a slim body, and a head. Then there's this door that we seen earlier. So this door has, you actually have to open up the door, of course, to like make things more realistic. And in order to open it, you seem to have to put in this machine into it to actually make the system work, and then pull the lever. I don't know if it like jams the system or anything. But I'm not exactly sure if this is Alice Angel, because usually the thing is that I truly just don't know. Maybe this is a third angel. Because there are multiple clones of different characters, in which this is different from the other angels that we've seen. Because of both of the Alice and Alison angels that we've seen, they both have completely inked hands. Alison would have, of course, had her sword with her. And the devilish Alice angel, she would have had, she really wouldn't even be exactly wandering around too much. And she'd know her way around. Then we get this message right here that says the machine must endure. Now, we've never seen this message before. And I'm trying to figure out what it could be meaning. Like, what does the machine have to endure? Then we got our first look at Charlie. He's got himself a new leg, which isn't a plunger anymore. It's got more of a metallic kind of look to it. So it looks like that TheMeatly decided to change out from the plunger to make it not exactly as like cartoony, or maybe this Charlie has found himself, instead of a plunger as a leg, maybe he found himself this leg right here. Then she starts creeping up, and of course he's got himself his little wrench. He actually sees her, but then his face just starts going nuts the moment she touches him. And then he just starts disappearing. Is this like a Thanos kind of thing? He looks so much more realistic. Let me try to find. There we go. See, my theory was correct. This isn't exactly like Samuel Lawrence. This is from the last trailer at the very end with that quick, like 3 frames of an image of someone attacking in the shadows. This is that figure. He's got the same shape, of course, and then he's also got that realistic beard hair, like I said before, but this time it's a little bit more visible, and there's so much more detail now. Now, what I'm concerned about is how he actually is starting to disappear, and first of all, he actually has a tongue, and an inside of a mouth I just now noticed. Mealy, you have put so much detail into these characters to where it just makes them look even scarier. I mean, like, he's got like this inky blob for an eye, but it's also weird about how he disappears. Kind of like how the enemies would die in the presence of the ink demon. Is this like a female Bendy kind of? Or maybe this Alison, maybe this angel has kind of like the powers that the ink demon has. Because I remember like watching a whole bunch of theory videos and such, in which one of them pointed out about how the moment the ink demon touches you, you disappear. And apparently Alice Angel, the devilish one, has been touched by him, but somehow still came back, which also explains about how Henry was able to come back so many times at the Bendy statues. So maybe this is a new way of showing how, in the presence of like the ink demon, this is how they disappear. I'm pretty sure that someone's going to make a Thanos meme out of this, like the Thanos nap with everyone disappearing. Just because of how he disappears, just looks like something that Thanos would do after he snaps his fingers. But he just disappears into nothing.
What's happening to me?
Now, she seems like she doesn't know, so we don't know how. So maybe she's something new, and she doesn't exactly know what's happening, of course. Because that maybe she's actually not. She might be just a brand new creation from the ink machine and doesn't know what's going on. But maybe she barely knows anything, but still knows and has learned about the doors, like how to use the machine that she wields. But she seems to not exactly be aware of what happens when she's around an ink creature. She knows that they're deadly and such. But then again, there's also that one line. Oh, wait, I need. Okay. Here, you know what? I'm gonna mute it so I don't have to deal with the. There, perfect screen. Now that is definitely a searcher. That was probably the same searcher that this character found when she was wandering the halls and was about ready to kill her. Now the searchers, if you compare them to the newest version from Bendy and Ink Machine, they have a much, of course, a new design. Like for example, they got like ink pouring from them. He's got like this weird tube of ink kind of from him. His mouth is just gaping open. It almost looks like, in which his skull-like head looks much more realistic, but it's like stretched. And it almost looks like he's got teeth kind of like right here. In which I'm loving the new designs of everything in this game. It's just so neat looking. But I'm just wondering, because this is a gameplay trailer, so do you get to play through the eyes of someone other than Henry? Because it does say return to the studio. So that means that you do play as Henry. So does that mean that, in which this game is broken up into chapters? I'm not exactly sure there's going to be more than 5 chapters in this game, but I have a feeling that each chapter it's going to be, but if there was definitely more than 5, then I can understand that. In which you would be able to see through the eyes of different characters in each chapter. I know it'd be kind of like strange. But it'd be really cool. I know it'd be like a long time to like wait till you get to see the eyes of the same character again. But it'd still be really cool. Or maybe throughout different parts of the game you would transfer from points of view. So let's continue. Now here's the last line. It says break the cycle this fall. So that means that the game's coming out by around the time school would start back up for me. So, in which I'm going to be very excited to play this. Hopefully, I can find out a way to pull up a game like the first one. I'd have to like purchase it on Steam and see how, and like see if I'm able to open it up without any sort of like special systems or having to unzip certain files, because I'm not exactly sure. Now, with the break the cycle, I'm pretty sure I know what that means. It's the time loop. So maybe what we saw was maybe towards the beginning of the loop. But, because sometimes people don't remember and sometimes people do remember things. So my idea would be that this could be the start of a loop, like towards the start of one, when everything has gone wrong, and there's this new character, and this character, in which I'm just saying it's going to be an angel, definitely, but I'm most likely wrong. But she knows, she probably either has had a little bit of experience before and prior to the events of the trailer, or she remembers something from the previous loop. But I'm just still wondering when in the loop this takes place, because that we've never seen any of this. So maybe what I'm thinking is that this was taking place during the events of one of the loops. So maybe we'll actually be able to get to see Henry from her eyes. Maybe in the first game, we might be going through our journey to escape the studio, while at the same time, someone else is going through their own journey. Maybe she's going through this journey. But we'll just have to wait and see. Until next time, and I'm very, very excited for this. And I'm hoping that you're all as excited as I am. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you ever to show support, and subscribe if you ever want to. And show me if you ever want, and like tell me if you're really excited for this game, and maybe any possible theories that you might have for this from this trailer. Because I showed you just about all that I can come up with just from watching it for the first time. But hope you all have a good day.